Most people think you need a six-figure salary to become a millionaire. They look at their $40,000 or $50,000 income and think wealth is impossible. But the truth is, your salary doesn't determine whether you become a millionaire. Your savings rate does. There are teachers earning $45,000 who retire as millionaires, and doctors earning $300,000 who die broke. The difference isn't income. It's discipline, time, and the compound effect of consistent investing. You don't need to be rich to become a millionaire. You need to start early, save aggressively, live below your means, avoid debt, and let compounding do the heavy lifting for 20, 30 years. I'm Kyle, and today I'm breaking down the exact blueprint to become a millionaire on a low salary. The math, the timeline, the sacrifices required, and the mistakes that destroy your chances. If you're earning $40,000 to $60,000 and think wealth is out of reach, this will change everything. It's not about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep and how long you compound it. Let's dive in. Here's the math. Becoming a millionaire on a low salary is possible, but it requires aggressive savings and time. Let's say you earn $50,000 per year. If you save 20%, $10,000 per year or $833 per month, and invest it at 8% average annual returns, you'll have $1 million in 31 years. If you increase your savings rate to 30%, $15,000 per year, or $1,250 per month, you'll hit $1 million in 25 years. If you're extreme and save 40%, $20,000 per year, or $1,667 per month, you'll reach $1 million in 21 years. The timeline is long, but it's achievable. The key variables are savings rate, investment returns, and time. You can't control returns, markets do what they do, but you can control savings rate by living frugally and time by starting immediately. Most people fail because they wait to start, save too little, or inflate lifestyle as income grows. The ones who succeed treat wealth building like a religion. They start in their 20s, save 20 to 40% of income regardless of how little they earn, and never stop. The first step is to maximize your savings rate ruthlessly. On a $50,000 salary, living expenses might be $40,000, leaving $10,000 to save, 20%. But if you cut expenses to $30,000, you're saving $20,000 or 40%. That 20% difference cuts 10 years off your timeline to millionaire status. How do you live on $30,000 when earning $50,000? Housing. Live with roommates or in a modest apartment. Spend no more than 25% of gross income on rent, $1,000 per month. Transportation. Buy a $5,000 to $8,000 used car cash, no car payments. Drive it for 10 years. Food. Cook every meal at home. Groceries only, no dining out or delivery. Entertainment. Free activities, hiking, libraries, parks. Cancel subscriptions except one streaming service. Clothing. Buy used or clearance. One shopping trip per year. This lifestyle isn't glamorous, but it's temporary. 20 to 25 years of frugality buys you 40+ years of financial freedom. Most people do the opposite. They live lavishly for 40 years and work until they die. The second step is to avoid lifestyle inflation at all costs. This is where most people fail. You start at $40,000 and save $8,000, 20%. You get a raise to $55,000. Instead of saving $11,000, maintaining 20%, you upgrade your apartment, buy a nicer car, eat out more, and still save $8,000. Your income grew 37%, but your savings stayed flat. This is how people earn six figures and stay broke.
The correct approach? Bank every raise. If you're saving 20% at $40,000, $8,000, and you get raised to $55,000, you should save $11,000 minimum, ideally more. Treat raises as automatic savings increases, not lifestyle upgrades. Over a career, this makes a 10 to 15-year difference in when you hit $1 million. The person who inflates lifestyle works until 65. The person who banks raises retires at 50. Same starting salary, different discipline. Completely different life. The third step is to increase income strategically. Yes, you can become a millionaire on $50,000, but it's faster and easier if you push to $70,000 or $80,000 through career moves. Here's how. Switch jobs every 2 to 3 years. People who stay at one company get 2 to 3% raises. People who switch get 15 to 30% increases. Over a decade, job switchers earn 50 to 80% more. Negotiate aggressively. When offered a job, always negotiate. Ask for 10 to 20% more. The worst they say is no. Most say yes or meet you halfway. Develop high-income skills. Coding, data analysis, digital marketing, sales, project management. These skills pay $70,000 to $100,000 plus and are learnable online for free or cheap. Side hustles, freelancing, consulting, tutoring, Uber, delivery apps. An extra $500 to $1,000 a month invested over 25 years is an additional $500,000 to $800,000 in wealth. The goal isn't to earn millions, it's to push from $50,000 to $70,000 or $80,000 over 5 to 10 years. That acceleration cuts years off your millionaire timeline. The fourth step is to invest aggressively in low-cost index funds. Don't try to pick stocks. Don't chase crypto. Don't fall for get-rich-quick schemes. 100% of your savings should go into low-cost S&P 500 or total stock market index funds. Why? Because over 30-plus years, the stock market averages 8 to 10% returns. Individual stocks are risky. Bonds are too conservative for young investors. Real estate requires capital you don't have. Index funds are simple, proven, and accessible. Open a Roth IRA, max it out, $6,500 to $7,000 a year. Open a brokerage account and invest the rest. Automate contributions so money moves from your paycheck to investments automatically. Never sell, not when markets crash, not when you're scared. You're investing for 25 to 30 years. Short-term volatility is irrelevant. The people who panic sell during crashes lose decades of gains. The people who hold through crashes become millionaires.
The fifth step is to eliminate and avoid all debt. Debt is cancer to wealth building on a low salary. If you're paying $300 a month on car loans, $200 a month on credit cards, and $150 a month on personal loans, that's $650 a month, $7,800 a year that could be invested. Over 25 years at 8%, that's $608,000 you're losing to debt. Zero debt is non-negotiable. Pay off credit cards immediately. If you have balances, attack them aggressively. Stop using credit cards until they're paid off. Don't finance cars. Buy a $5,000 used car cash. Drive it for 10 years. Save the $400 a month most people spend on car payments and invest it. That alone becomes $300,000 over 25 years. Avoid student loans if possible. Go to community college, state schools, or learn skills online. If you have loans, pay minimums while investing, but never take new loans. Debt is the enemy. Avoiding it is the fastest way to wealth on a low salary. Let's address the objections. I can't save 30–40% on $50,000. I have bills, rent, and responsibilities. Yes, you can, but it requires extreme frugality. Live with roommates. Don't own a car or buy a beater. Cook every meal. No vacations. No new clothes. It's uncomfortable, but temporary. The alternative is working until 70. But I want to enjoy life now. Enjoying life doesn't require spending. Free activities, hiking, reading, parks, friends cost nothing. Expensive consumption isn't happiness. What if I have kids? Kids are expensive, yes, but people raise kids on $35,000 and $150,000. The difference is choices. You can still become a millionaire with kids, it just takes longer or requires higher income. What if I get sick or lose my job? Build a 6 to 12-month emergency fund first, then invest aggressively. The fund protects you. These objections are valid, but they're not insurmountable. The real question is, how badly do you want to be a millionaire? Here's what a realistic timeline looks like. Start at age 25 earning $45,000. Save 25%, $11,250 per year. Get raises totaling 3% annually, reaching $70,000 by age 45. Maintain 25% savings rate, which grows to $17,500 per year. At 8% returns by age 50, you have $1.2 million. You're a millionaire at 50 on a salary that started at $45,000 and never exceeded $70,000. If you start at 30 instead of 25, you hit 1 million at 55. If you start at 35, you hit it at 60. If you start at 40, you might not hit it before retirement unless you save 40 to 50%. The lesson is clear. Time is the most powerful variable. Starting in your 20s or early 30s makes millionaire status achievable on any salary. Waiting until your 40s makes it nearly impossible unless you earn six figures. Start now, regardless of how little you earn. 5 years of compounding is worth more than any raise you'll ever get. Let's compare two people. Person A earns $50,000, saves 10%, $5,000 per year, inflates lifestyle with every raise, and retires at 65 with $450,000. Using the 4% rule, that generates $18,000 per year. Poverty. Person B earns $50,000, saves 30%, $15,000 per year, resists lifestyle inflation, and retires at 50 with $1.3 million. That generates $52,000 per year. Comfortable, free, early retirement. Same starting salary, but person A prioritized lifestyle. Person B prioritized wealth. Person A worked 43 years and retired poor. Person B worked 28 years and retired rich. The difference wasn't income, intelligence, or luck. It was discipline over decades. Most people become person A because they can't delay gratification. The few who become person B understand that temporary sacrifice buys permanent freedom. Which person will you be? The people who become millionaires on low salaries share specific traits. They start investing in their 20s, even if it's just $100 per month. They live in cheap housing, roommates, small apartments, modest homes. They cook every meal and never eat out. They avoid debt religiously. No car loans, no credit cards, no personal loans. They save 25 to 40% of income regardless of how little they earn. They automate everything so discipline isn't required. They ignore peers and live far below societal norms. They job hop every 2 to 3 years to boost income. They invest in index funds and never touch them. They stay invested during crashes. They're patient, boring, and relentless. By their 50s, they're millionaires. By their 60s, they're multimillionaires. And nobody saw it coming because they never looked rich. They are the invisible millionaires, wealthy by choice, modest by strategy. At the core, becoming a millionaire on a low salary is 100% achievable. It's not easy. It requires 20 to 30 years of discipline, extreme frugality, aggressive savings, and unwavering focus. But the math works. Start today. Calculate your savings rate. If it's under 20%, cut one major expense immediately. Downsize housing, sell your car, eliminate subscriptions, automate investments into index funds, avoid all debt, increase income through job switches and side hustles, bank every raise, track net worth quarterly, and commit to 25 to 30 years of intensity. Tell me in the comments, what's your current salary and what's one expense you'll cut this week to increase your savings rate? You don't need a high salary to become a millionaire. You need discipline, time, and the courage to live differently than everyone else. Let's build wealth together.